Let's begin with one of the most profound truths ever spoken in the personal development world. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. These words aren't just motivational fluff. They are a blueprint for freedom, transformation, and lasting success. In this first part, we're going to deeply explore what this principle really means, why it matters more than you might realize, and how to begin implementing it in your life. Starting now. Section 1. The real job is YOU. Let me start by asking you a question. What are you working on today? Most people would say, I'm working on my job, my career, my business, my tasks, my responsibilities. That's good. It shows effort. It shows you care. But here's what most people don't realize: that your job can make you a living, but working on yourself can make you a fortune. Your company pays you based on the value you bring to the marketplace. But your value to the marketplace is a reflection of your value to yourself. Your skills, your attitude, your health, your discipline. These are personal assets that determine your external results. Working on yourself isn't about vanity. It's not about ego. It's about evolution. Jim Rohn used to say, if you want to have more, you must become more. That's not just philosophy. That's cause and effect. Section 2. Why most people get stuck. Now, let's be honest. Most people don't grow because they never make the decision to grow. They stay busy. They show up. They meet deadlines. But they're not evolving. They're repeating. There's a subtle trap here. Activity becomes a substitute for growth. They confuse movement with progress. But running in circles is still running in circles. Here's what happens when you only focus on your job. You learn what's needed, but not what's possible. You develop habits for survival, not habits for greatness. You solve today's problems, but don't invest in tomorrow's opportunities. Now I want you to understand this. You are not your job. You are not your title. You are not your routine. You are the thinker, the creator, the dreamer. And if you stop growing, everything else in your life begins to shrink. Section 3. The 3 pillars of personal work. So what does working on yourself actually mean? Here are the 3 key pillars. 1. Work on your philosophy. Your philosophy is how you think, how you interpret life, how you make decisions. Jim Rohn said, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. But those disciplines come from your philosophy. Ask yourself, do I believe success is earned or inherited? Do I believe I can change my life, or am I stuck with what I have? Do I believe that problems are setbacks or signals? Your beliefs either build you or blind you. Start reading books that stretch your mind. Listen to voices that challenge your limits. Spend time with ideas that make you uncomfortable, because growth always begins at the edge of comfort. 2. Work on your skills. Skills are tools. The better your tools, the easier the job. Too many people plateau because they stopped upgrading their skill set. They keep doing what they've always done, expecting a different outcome. That's not growth. That's insanity. Learn how to communicate more clearly, listen more deeply, manage time more effectively, lead, influence, and inspire. Use technology to multiply your reach. Remember, you don't get paid by the hour. You get paid for the value you bring to the hour. 3. Work on your character. You've heard this before. Talent gets you in the door. Character keeps you in the room. Are you the kind of person people trust? Are you consistent even when no one's watching? Do you keep promises to yourself? This is the inner game, the one no one applauds you for. The one that builds silently in the dark and shows up brightly in the light. Working on yourself means facing your weaknesses, admitting where you've fallen short, and choosing to become stronger, not bitter. Section 4. The compound effect of self-work. Here's the beauty of working on yourself. Everything else gets better automatically. Improve your mindset, your reactions change. Improve your health, your energy increases. Improve your discipline, or your results accelerate. Improve your communication, your relationships improve. Improve your learning, your income grows. Most people are trying to improve outcomes without improving inputs. But here's the secret: you attract what you become. You don't chase success, you grow into it. Self-work compounds. You won't see the reward every day, but one day, everything around you changes and people say, you're lucky. It's not luck, it's layers of invisible work. Section 5. From worker to architect. Let's break this myth right now. You are not just a worker. You are an architect. Your job may have rules, but your life is a blueprint. You're designing a future with every decision you make. Ask yourself daily, what am I becoming? What am I tolerating? What am I building? Your income, your relationships, your opportunities. They all follow your identity. Work on that identity like your life depends on it, because it does. Section 60 Practical Daily Self-Work Plan. You don't need a retreat. You don't need 8 hours a day. Start small, but stay consistent. Here's a simple personal growth plan. A morning, 15-30 minutes, read 10 pages of a good book, journal 3 things you're learning, set a personal challenge for the day. Midday, 10-15 minutes. Listen to an educational podcast, reflect on one decision and how you handled it. Evening, 20 minutes, review your actions. What did I do well? What can improve? Plan tomorrow with intention. Practice gratitude. 3 wins of the day. This is how you build momentum quietly, daily, relentlessly. Final thoughts. You are the best investment. Let me end with this. You can lose your job. You can lose your money, but you can never lose who you become. You are your greatest project. Your mind, your body, your character, your skills. They are the foundation of everything else. So don't ask, what's the best thing I can do for my company? Ask, what's the best thing I can do for me so I can bring more to my company, my family, and my future? Start now. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job, and everything else will rise to meet you. Before anything changes in your life, your income, your relationships, your opportunities, something must first change in your mind. Let me tell you something Jim Rohn used to emphasize. Your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. But here's the truth. Most people wait for external change to motivate internal growth. They wait for a raise to start saving. They wait for the right person to start loving themselves. They wait for success before they believe they deserve it. That's backward. Growth doesn't begin outside. It begins inside. Mindset is the thermostat that sets the temperature for your life. If your thinking is limited, your results will be too. And one of the biggest shifts you can make is moving from an employee mindset to a growth mindset. Section 2A. What is the employee mindset? Now don't get me wrong. There's nothing bad about being an employee. It's honorable, it's necessary, and it's how most of us begin our journey. But the employee mindset is what you must leave behind if you want to build something bigger with your life. Let me explain. The employee mindset says, I only grow when someone tells me to. I show up for a paycheck. I do what's expected. No more, no less. I wait for direction. If something goes wrong, it's not my fault. This mindset is reactive, it's passive. It waits to be told, waits to be paid, waits to be noticed. It's survival thinking. But survival doesn't lead to greatness. Initiative does. Section 3Z. The growth mindset. Take ownership now. Let's look at the growth mindset. The growth mindset says, I am responsible for my development. I don't need permission to get better. I learn because I want to expand, not because I'm told to. I go the extra mile even when no one is watching. I measure my progress against my potential, not others' expectations. That's a mindset of ownership. And here's the secret. Buy. You don't need a promotion to start thinking like a leader. You don't need to own a business to act like a creator. You don't need applause to develop excellence. Success comes to those who behave like it's already theirs, long before it shows up. Section 40. Comparing the two mindsets: behavior, employee mindset, growth mindset. Learning. Only when told, always curious. Responsibility shifts, blame owns outcomes, initiative waits for instructions, creates action effort, does minimum, seeks mastery, vision. Focused on now, focused on next. Which one are you living in? Be honest. Because one mindset builds a paycheck, the other builds a life. Section 50. How to break free from the employee mindset. It's not enough to know the difference. You must take action to shift your identity. Here's how to begin moving from survival to significance. I1. Set personal standards, not just job expectations. Most people live under the standards set by their manager, teacher, or company. But here's a better question. What do you expect of yourself? If your personal standards are lower than your external obligations, you'll always underperform when no one's watching. Raise your internal bar. 2. Track personal growth metrics. Most employees track hours, deadlines, and tasks. But growth-minded people track things like new skills acquired, books completed, daily reflections, confidence levels, lessons learned through mistakes. What you measure grows. 3. Make time for self-education. Jim Rohn said it best. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Even 30 minutes a day compounds into hundreds of hours a year. No excuses. Make learning part of your lifestyle, not just a task. Section 6C. From wage earner to value creator. The moment you stop thinking in terms of salary and start thinking in terms of value creation, your life changes. People don't pay for your time. They pay for your impact. Want to double your income, double your value. And how do you increase your value? by increasing your knowledge, discipline, communication, empathy, focus, and leadership. All of that happens inside you, not your job title. This is why Jim Rohn said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Because when you grow, your career, income, influence, and impact follow. Section 7a. The power of initiative. Here's one of the most overlooked traits of successful people: initiative. They don't wait. They don't ask. They don't hope. They move. They find a way. They study while others relax. They build while others complain. They try while others doubt. And here's the magical thing. When you begin taking initiative, you don't need motivation. Action creates energy. Don't wait for someone to give you permission to succeed. Give it to yourself. Section 8. Creating a daily growth routine. Let's make this practical. Here's a growth mindset daily routine to implement immediately. Morning, 30 minutes. Read 10 pages of a personal development or leadership book. Review your top 3 long-term goals. Reflect. What's one way I can grow today? Midday, 15 minutes. Listen to a podcast or video that challenges your thinking. Send one message of appreciation to a mentor or peer. Evening, 30 minutes. Journal. What did I learn today? What did I do to grow? What will I do better tomorrow? You don't need more time. You need more intention. Section 9. Say, stop renting. Start owning. The employee mindset is like renting a house. You live there, but you don't improve it. The growth mindset is like owning your life. You invest in it. You renovate it. You plan for the future. If you're always waiting for permission, for validation, for a paycheck, you're renting. If you're taking control, building your character, upgrading your mindset, you're owning. And ownership brings freedom. Final thoughts. You are the CEO of YO. No matter what job you have, what title you hold, or what season of life you're in. Remember this: you are the CEO of your own personal development. You are responsible. You are in charge. And the more you grow, the more life will trust you with greater opportunities. Stop asking, what will my company do for me? Start asking, what will I become so valuable that no company can afford to lose me? Because here's the truth: your income follows your mindset. Your influence follows your growth. And your destiny follows your decisions. Start deciding to think differently. Start working harder on yourself. And watch how everything changes. Not by chance, but by choice. If there's one word that separates the successful from the average, it's discipline. Jim Rohn used to say, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Goals are exciting. Dreams are beautiful. Vision boards are inspiring. But none of them mean anything without discipline. It's the unseen, uncelebrated, and often uncomfortable force behind everything great. Discipline is when you show up after motivation is gone. It's waking up early even when you don't want to. It's doing what's right even when it's inconvenient. It's choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. Success doesn't go to the most talented. It goes to the most disciplined. Section 2. Why most people struggle with discipline. Let's be honest. Discipline is hard. That's why most people don't build it. We live in a world of instant gratification, comfort zones, endless distractions, easy excuses. Most people don't lack goals. They lack follow-through. And the reason they lack follow-through is because they've never trained discipline. Here's the problem: people treat discipline like a feeling. They say, I don't feel like working out today. I don't feel inspired to write. I don't feel like saying no to junk food. But discipline isn't a feeling. It's a muscle. And like any muscle, it gets stronger with use and weaker with neglect. Section 3. What discipline really means. Let's define it clearly. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. It's delayed gratification. It's sacrificing temporary pleasure for permanent growth. It's doing the hard thing today to live an easier life tomorrow. Jim Rohn said it brilliantly. We must all suffer one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. A pain is inevitable. The only choice is, which pain do you prefer? Section 40. Small disciplines, big rewards. You don't need to flip your life upside down. Discipline starts with small decisions repeated consistently. Examples: reading 10 pages daily, 12 books a year, saving $100 a day, over $3,600 a year, walking 30 minutes a day to health transformation, saying no to gossip, peace of mind, waking up 1 hour earlier, a 365 extra hours a year. These aren't massive moves, but they compound. Every act of discipline adds a brick to the house of your future. Section 5. How to build unshakable discipline. Here's a step-by-step method to make discipline a part of your lifestyle. 1. Start small. Stay consistent. Don't aim to change everything at once. Pick one habit and do it every day for 30 days. Example: wake up at 6 a.m. daily, no matter what. Consistency builds momentum. 2. Remove decision fatigue. Set your schedule the night before. Lay out your clothes. Plan your meals. Block your time. Discipline thrives when your brain isn't overwhelmed with choices. 3. Track it visibly. Use a calendar, a habit tracker, a notebook. Seeing your streak motivates you to keep it alive. Or 4. Use the 2-minute rule. Make it easy to start. If you want to read more, commit to 2 minutes. If you want to write, start with 2 sentences. Starting is half the battle. 5. Reward progress. Celebrate small wins. Don't wait for the finish line. Reward yourself for consistency. This creates positive reinforcement. Section 60. Discipline vs. motivation. Let's break a myth. Motivation is not reliable. Discipline is. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going. Motivation depends on how you feel. Discipline depends on what you decide. Want to build a business, lose weight, learn a skill? Don't wait to feel ready. Create routines that make success automatic. Section 70. Discipline in the key areas of life. Let's apply discipline to the 4 most important areas of your life. 1. Physical discipline. Health. Your body is the vehicle for your dreams. Discipline here means eating clean, sleeping well, moving daily, limiting sugar, alcohol, and screen time. A disciplined body leads to energy, clarity, and confidence. 2. Mental discipline. Focus. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Discipline here means controlling distractions, practicing deep work, limiting social media, avoiding negative input. Focused minds make faster progress. 3. Financial disciplines. Money discipline here means spending less than you earn, saving consistently, investing early, avoiding emotional purchases. Money doesn't solve everything, but it gives you options. 4. Emotional discipline. Reactions. This is the hardest and most powerful discipline. It means not reacting impulsively, not speaking out of anger, staying calm under pressure, choosing empathy over ego. People with emotional discipline lead with maturity and earn deep trust. Section 80. Discipline creates freedom. Here's the great paradox. Discipline is not restriction. Discipline is freedom. The disciplined person earns financial freedom. The disciplined student becomes the expert. The disciplined communicator becomes the leader. The disciplined athlete becomes the champion. Most people are trapped not because of external limitations, but because of a lack of internal discipline. Discipline frees you from chaos, from inconsistency, from regret. Section 9A. What happens without discipline? Let's get brutally honest. Without discipline, dreams stay dreams. Potential goes untapped. Opportunities are missed. Confidence shrinks. Regret grows. You might survive, but you won't thrive. You'll wake up years later wondering, what if I had just stuck with it? Discipline now saves you from regret later. Section 10. A daily discipline blueprint. Build a discipline calendar like this. A morning ritual. Set 1 hour. Wake up at the same time daily. Drink water, pause, stretch, read, or listen to 10 minutes of personal development. Review your goals and midday anchors. 15-30 minutes. Check your habit tracker. Eliminate distractions for one key task. Practice gratitude or breathwork. Evening wrap up 30 minutes. Reflect. What did I do well? What needs improvement? Plan tomorrow. Sleep on time. Make this non-negotiable. Let discipline anchor your life. Final thoughts. Discipline is your superpower. Let's close this part with a challenge. Don't just admire disciplined people. Become one. Don't just hope for better. Earn it daily. Don't just plan success. Live the habits that create it. Jim Rohn said, "For every disciplined effort, there is a multiple reward." That means every act of self-control, every early morning, every small sacrifice, it adds up. And one day people will ask you how you became so successful. And you'll smile and say, discipline. Jim Rohn once said, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And the person you become is shaped not by one-time decisions, but by daily habits. Excellence doesn't happen by accident. It's not the result of random effort or scattered action. Excellence is built one choice at a time. Excellence is a habit, not a one-day event. If you want to work harder on yourself than you do on your job, then you must become a master of your habits. Because habits are the invisible architecture of your life. Section 20. Why habits matter more than motivation. Let's clear up a myth. Right away, motivation is what gets you excited. Habits are what keep you consistent. Motivation comes and goes. It's emotional. It's temporary. But habits are automatic. They don't ask for your feelings. They run on system, not emotion. Jim Rohn used to say, discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. And habits are how you install discipline into your lifestyle. So the question is, what habits are shaping you right now, even without you noticing? Because whether you realize it or not, you already have habits. The only question is, are they helping you or are they hurting you? Section 3A, How Habits Shape Identity. Here's the deeper truth: your habits don't just affect your results, they affect your identity. When you wake up early every day, you don't just become productive, you become someone who sees themselves as disciplined. When you read consistently, you don't just get smarter, you become someone who values growth. Every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you believe you are. That's why success is not about what you do once, it's about what you do consistently. Section 4 and the habit loop. Understanding the process, let's break it down. Every habit follows a simple cycle known as the habit loop cue, a trigger that starts the behavior routine. The behavior itself, reward. The benefit you receive, for example, you wake up with SQE, you check your phone routine. You feel connected, distracted. Reward habits are not formed by accident. They follow predictable patterns. So to change a habit, you must interrupt the loop. Change the cue, replace the routine, or shift the reward. Section 50, Keystone Habits. Small shifts, big impact. Not all habits are equal. Some habits have a ripple effect on every area of your life. These are called keystone habits. Example: waking up early leads to better planning, calm mornings, more energy. Working out daily boosts energy, focus, mood, and discipline. Journaling improves clarity, emotional control, and goal setting. Keystone habits create momentum, and momentum is the magic force behind consistency. Pick just one keystone habit and commit to mastering it for the next 30 days. Section 6A, the 5 habits of personal excellence. Let's go deep now. Here are 5 high-performance habits that will elevate your life from ordinary to exceptional. 1. Morning mastery. Why? Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. Create a morning power hour. Wake up at the same time, drink water and stretch, read, or listen to personal development content. Write 3 priorities for the day. Review your goals or affirmations. Don't start your day reacting to others. Start it by leading yourself. 2. Deep work rituals. Jim Rohn taught, don't major in minor things. Most people are busy, but not effective. They multitask, they respond, they react. Build the habit of deep work. Block 60-90 minutes of uninterrupted focus. Turn off notifications. Work on any important task. Take short breaks between sessions. This habit separates average effort from elite productivity. 3. Daily learning. Jim used to say, miss a meal, but not your reading. I read 10-20 pages of a good book every day. That's over 50-20 books a year. Topics to rotate: personal development, money and wealth, health, leadership, communication, spiritual growth. Remember, your brain is your best investment. 4. Evening reflection. Excellence doesn't just happen during the day. It's reviewed at night. Build a 15-20 min evening ritual journal. What went well today? Where did I fall short? What can I improve tomorrow? What am I grateful for? This keeps your awareness sharp and your growth intentional. 5. Weekly goal alignment. Every Sunday, review your goals, your wins, your upcoming week. Ask what's working, what's not. Where can I apply more discipline? You don't drift into greatness, you plan it. Section 7A, Habit Killers. What to avoid. There are habits that build you, and there are habits that break you. Here are some common habit traps to avoid. Snoozing your alarm. Trains your mind to delay life. Constant notifications. Fragments your focus. Mindless scrolling. Wastes precious energy. Complaining. Weakens your perspective. Saying yes too often. Overcommits you and dilutes your power. Cut these off and feel your power rise. Section 8, How to Make Habits Stick. A good habit is only valuable when it's sustainable. Here's how to lock it in. 1. Identity first. Tell yourself, I am the kind of person who, not I'm trying to. This rewires your self-image. 2. Start tiny. Make it so small you can't fail. 2 push-ups, 1 page, 1 minute meditation. Master consistency before intensity. 3. Anchor to existing habits. Pair your new habit with a current one. Example: after brushing teeth, 10 squats after coffee, day 5 minutes of reading. 4. Track it daily. Use a habit tracker. Cross off days. Build streaks. Gamify your growth. 5. Reward the effort. Celebrate progress. Even small steps deserve acknowledgement. Section 90, Habits and Identity. Who are you becoming? Every habit is shaping your character. The way you wake up, show up, speak, work, rest, treat others, think about your future, all of it is writing the story of who you are. Jim Rohn said, if you want to be wealthy and happy, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job, because who you become determines what you attract. Your habits are your daily vote in becoming that person. Section 100, Build a habit-based life system. Let's make it practical. Here's a weekly framework to operate by. Daily habits: wake up early, morning power hour, deep work session, move your body, learn something new, reflect at night, weekly habits, review goals every Sunday, plan priorities, audit time use, call a mentor or coach, disconnect from devices for 1 full day. Monthly habits, try something uncomfortable, raid 1 full book, revisit your vision and invest in a skill, build a life based on structure and vision, not just hustle and noise. Final thoughts, be the builder of your life. Your job can give you a paycheck, but your habits, they build your legacy. Want a better income, better health, better mindset? Start with better habits. And the best part, habits don't care where you started. They care what you do today. So take control. Choose excellence. Start small. Stay consistent. And remember, success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the fundamentals. Make those fundamentals your habits and watch your life transform. We've talked about discipline, growth habits, and mindset. But let me ask you something deeper. What's the purpose behind it all? You work on yourself. You build skills. You read books. You push through struggle. But why? Jim Rohn once said, "The ultimate reason for setting goals is to entice you to become the person it takes to achieve them." Let that sink in. The goal is not the goal. The person you become in pursuit of the goal, that's the goal. Section 2 High success is looking for a type of person. Most people chase success like it's running away from them. But here's the truth. Success isn't hiding. It's waiting. It's waiting for the right person to become ready. You don't get success. You grow into it. And success has requirements. It responds to character, clarity, effort, and consistency. You want more, then become more. This is why personal development is non-negotiable. Because until you become the person success is looking for, it will keep its distance. Section 3E, building your life. Not just your living. There's a huge difference between making a living, creating a life. Most people are obsessed with how to make money. Very few ask, what kind of life do I want to live? What legacy do I want to leave? Who do I want to become in the process? Jim Rohn said, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you'll make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. That fortune isn't just money. It's peace, fulfillment, contribution, purpose. So let's stop chasing the paycheck and start building the blueprint for your ideal life. Section 4.7, the 4 foundations of a purposeful life. Let's design it together. Here are the 4 foundations of building a life of meaning, not just business of one. Clarity of vision. If you don't know where you're going, you'll follow anything that moves. Ask yourself, what does my ideal life look like in 3 to 5 years? What does a successful day look like? Who do I want to become emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually? Write it down. Don't drift through life. Design it. 2. Values-based living. Your values are your internal compass. Do you know what yours are? Is it integrity, growth, freedom, family, faith? When you align your habits and goals with your core values, you experience peace. When you violate them, even for success, you experience tension. 3. Contribution over consumption. The purpose of life is not just to get, it's to give. Contribution doesn't always mean money. It means giving your attention, sharing your skills, lifting someone up, mentoring someone younger, volunteering, or serving. When you focus only on what you can get, your world shrinks. But when you focus on what you can give, your world expands. 4. Constant evolution. Purposeful people never stop growing. They stay curious. They ask questions. They reinvent. They don't fear change. They lead it. You're not a tree. You're a human being, capable of reinvention at any age, in any season. As Jim said, don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Section 50. The power of character over credentials. Let's be real. The world is obsessed with resumes, followers, and degrees. But life rewards character more than credentials. Are you dependable? Do you keep your word? Are you coachable? Are you kind under pressure? Do you own your mistakes? These are the intangibles that shape the course of your life. People may admire your talent, but they trust your character. Success is attracted to integrity. Section 60. Redefining success. Your own way. Don't borrow society's version of success. Design your own definition. Ask yourself, what matters most to me? What would a meaningful life feel like? Not just look like. What would I do even if no one applauded? Your answer might surprise you. You may realize you don't need millions. You need freedom and time. You may not need applause. You need peace of mind. You may not want fame. You want family connection. True success is living in alignment with your values, at your pace, with your full heart. Section 70. Your environment shapes your evolution. You can't grow in a toxic environment. And you can't rise when you're surrounded by people who expect you to stay the same. if you want to become the person success is looking for. Be around people who challenge you. Read content that stretches you. Stay in spaces that demand your highest standard, because your environment will either feed your greatness or numb your potential. Choose carefully. Section 80 Dears, the final layer. Faith in yourself. There will be days when you feel behind, you question your worth, you doubt your future. You wonder if it's worth it. In those moments, remember this: you are not the finished product. You are the work in progress. And progress is enough. Faith doesn't mean ignoring the facts. It means trusting that your efforts are planting seeds you can't yet see. Jim Rohn said, "The same wind blows on us all. What matters is not the wind, but the set of the sail." Your job is to keep adjusting the sail. Keep showing up. Keep believing. Keep becoming. Section 90. The 5 daily questions of purposeful people want to live with purpose. Ask yourself these 5 questions every day. Who am I becoming today? What did I do to grow today? Who did I help today? Did I act in alignment with my values? What will I do better tomorrow? This reflection will keep your compass calibrated. Section 100. Legacy. What will you leave behind? At the end of your life, no one will remember how busy you were, how many followers you had, how many hours you worked. They'll remember who you were, how you made them feel, what kind of energy you brought into a room, the lessons you passed on. So don't just build a resume. Build a reputation. Build a character. Build a life. Final thoughts. The journey never ends. You've now walked through 5 deep, practical, powerful steps. You are the project. Shift your mindset. Discipline is your superpower. Habits are the architecture. Purpose is the foundation. And now, the journey is yours. You don't need more inspiration. You need implementation. You don't need more permission. You need personal leadership. Start working harder on yourself. Build a mind that's clear, a body that's strong, a heart that's kind, a schedule that's intentional, and a life that's deeply your own. Because in the end, as Jim Rohn taught, success is something you attract by the person you become.